Okay, start of 3. We're going to differentiate these 3 things. So my function and my derivative. There we go, that's a bit better. So my first one, sec 3x. So we look at that formula sheet. I'm going to get this right this week. On that formula sheet, sec is the one that differentiates to sec tan. It was tan that differentiates to sec squared. Sec differentiates to sec tan. The angle's still the same, but I have to times it by derivative of the bracket. So I times it by 3. So I'm just going to put the 3 at the front. 3x squared plus 5 to the power 5. Well, power goes to the front. Take away 1 to the power, as always. But I have to times it now by the derivative of the bracket, which gives me 6x. That gives me 30x. 3x squared plus 5 to the power 4. And last one, sine 6x, which means sine x to the power 6. So using that same rule, power to the front, take away 1 from the power, and times by the derivative of the bracket, which is cos x, and then just rewrite out how we normally write it. So we normally write powers without the bracket. So 6 sine 5x cos x. Second one, we have 2 functions. F of x is e to the 5x, and g of x is e to the 5x plus 10. And we want to try and write g in terms of f so that we can work out the transformation. So I can write that as e to the 5x plus 2, which is just f of x plus 2. So that f is plus 2, it's inside the bracket, so it's the opposite answer to x. It's a plus, so it's a translation, so it's translate x, so there's nothing in y, and it's the opposite, so it's minus 2. Translate minus 2, 0. Third one, partial fractions. So 4x squared plus 7x over x minus 2, x plus 4. Okay, now remember before we rush into it, we look at degrees. So the degree on the top is 2, and then the degree on the bottom would be 2 as well, because the next squared. So it's an improper fraction. Since they're both the same, I'm just going to get a constant, which I'm going to call a, plus something over x minus 2, plus something over x plus 4. Now, again, I'm going to see if you can spot what a is going to be just by looking at this. Hopefully you can spot it's going to be 4, but let's show you how you can work it out if you can't spot that. So times it by the bottom, so you get 4x squared plus 7x is a times x minus 2 plus 4 plus b times x plus 4 plus c times x minus 2. Sub in your magic numbers. So when x is, let's do 2 first. Sub it into this side. We get 30 equals, that disappears. 2 by 4 is 6, so 6b. So therefore b is 5. Next magic number is minus 4. And minus 4 there, which gives me 36. That disappears. Minus 4, take away 2 is minus 6. Minus 6c. So c is 6, minus 6 even. And then pick a random number, so I'm going to pick 0. Into this side gives me 0. Into here, minus 2 times 4. So that gives me minus 8a. That gives me 4b. And that gives me minus 2c. So 0 is minus 8a. 4 times 5 is 20. Minus 2 times minus 6 is 12. So I get minus 8a plus 32. So 8a is 32. So a equals 4, like we said it should be. So a is 4, b is 5, and c is minus 6. Fourth one. The second term of a geometric sequence is 96, and the sum to infinity is 600. Well, remember our formulas. That's the nth term, and that's the sum to infinity. we get given this one, we have to remember this one. So the second term, so U2 is 96. So that means if I sub 2 into there, we'll just get AR. So AR is 96. And we know the sum to infinity is 600. So I know that A over 1 minus R is 600. So I need to solve them simultaneously. Since I just want R, it makes sense to get one of them as A equals and sub it into the other one. So this one looks a nice one to rearrange. So A equals 600 times 1 minus R. Now we can sub that into there. So I get 600 times 1 minus R times R equals 96. So what I can do is I can divide by 600. So 96 divided by 600 gives me 4 over 25. So 1 minus R times R is 4 over 25. Expand the bracket, R minus R squared is 4 over 25. And I guess since you've got graphical calculators, you could take all this to one side and then just type in your calculator. I want to show you how to do this without one. Now it times it by the 25. So 25R minus 25R squared equals 4. Take everything to one side. So 25R squared, take away 25R plus 4 equals 0. Then you would factorize that if you didn't have a graphical calculator. But let's just save some time. It's 25 minus 25 and 4. Right? 4. So we get R is 4 over 5 or 1 over 5. So there's my two possible answers. Now you could have made A equal 96 over R and sub it into there, but then that might be a bit trickier to solve because you'd have a fraction and a fraction. That's why I made this one as A equals. So it doesn't matter, you'll still get the same answer both ways. And the last one, back to some mechanics. We have a car pulling a trailer. This is mass 1500 to 700. There's going to be tension in the tow rope. Acceleration is going to be the same for both. We know that the resistance to the car is 660, the trailer is 320. The driving force is 2,630. And that's all the information we need. So remember, I can get three equations. If I look at this as one whole thing, I get 2,200, 2,630 going forward, and these two going back, so 980. So I get 2,630, take away 980 equals 2,200. If I look at the car, I get going forward 2,630 and going back T plus 660. So I get 2,630 take away T, take away 660 equals 1,500. And if I look at the trailer, I get T going forward and 320 going back. So I get T minus 320 equals, and it was 700, wasn't it? 700 So to solve them, pick your favorite equations. You only need two of them. So I'm going to use the first one to get air. So I'm going to do 2,630 take away 980 divided by 2,200. So I get air is 0.75. And then I'm going to sub it into here. So 700 times 0.75. Then I'm going to add on the 320. So T is 845. Then you would check on the one you haven't used. So I'm going to check here. So 2,630 take away T, take away 660 gives me that. And 1,500 times 0.75 gives me the same thing. So it works. I know I've got the right answers.